Hey YouTube, what's happening? Today I trained some arms at the gym and it was a very good session. I thought I would start with my favorite exercise, incline dumbbell curls, and I feel this is it's definitely one of my favorite exercises. I've built most of my muscle mass using it, and in my many years of training, I've always thought to include it in some part of my training. It might be at the end of my training or at the beginning, but since I haven't really began with it in quite a while, I thought, why not really stretch those biceps? Because I love negatives so much, so I really like this one, that's for sure. I've actually just ordered a new camera as well to be able to record better footage for you guys. So I'm really excited to get it in, which will be in the next couple of days. So I'll be able to record some really high quality footage to really show off those new gains that I'm making. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll hit 8% body fat. But the last maybe week has been quite slow, so I've been reevaluating my diet and my training and changing a few things around just to make sure that I keep seeing those results. And as you get leaner, it becomes quite a bit harder for your body to lose more fat. Your body tries to retain its fat as much as possible, especially that hard to burn stomach fat. So your diet and your training has to be spot on in order to really drop below that 10% body fat. And what I feel, every little macro, every little calorie counts. So I really have to make sure that I stay focused and really track every single thing down, which I wasn't really doing, but I'm definitely starting to right now. Close grip bench presses. I haven't done those in so long now. I've definitely neglected this one, and it was one of my favorite mass builders for the triceps. And I'm doing it today just to make sure that I maintain my muscle and my strength as much as possible, which is really important for me right now. And I was a little bit too far back on the bench, so in the next few sets I try to slide down a little bit on the bench so to make sure that the bars are actually sitting a little bit higher towards my chest, and I can definitely feel it more in the triceps when I slide down a little bit more. So definitely your body position can make a big difference in targeting the muscle that you want to target. If your body is in the wrong position, you'll definitely won't feel it in the correct muscle group, that's for sure. So I believe the heaviest I did on that one was 63 kilos. And that's when it really started to burn, especially in this one. I felt the heaps in my tries. My tries were burning at this point. And something that I feel that builds a lot of mass is always a close grip bench press for the triceps. It's been one of my biggest muscle builders for the tries, those close grip bench presses and going as heavy as possible. But just really got to be careful with those elbows as well, because if you keep your elbows really close to your body and you go extremely heavy, it can place a lot of stress on your elbows, and you can develop tendonitis and all kinds of issues, which I started developing actually, but ever since I started reducing my weight and really just focusing on the form, those issues definitely got better. So with this one, I tried my best to go as heavy as possible while maintaining my form and going really slow on those negatives. So I believe I did 15 kilograms, and I really try to burn out the muscle by going 2 to 3 seconds on the negatives. And I find that that's one of the best methods to bring a lot of intensity, and you really feel it in the muscle, especially in the last couple of reps. While I do find that negatives are one of the best methods, I find that you shouldn't include them in every single one of your workouts because they do place a lot of stress on your body, and your body has to work extra hard to recover from those sessions. And if your protein intake is not adequate, you won't be able to rebuild the muscle. So I definitely recommend, even for myself, to have at least 2 times your body weight in kilograms of protein. So I'm actually 68 and a half kilos at the moment. So I'm consuming about 150, 160 grams of protein. So that's about 2.5 times my body weight. but it's definitely helping me to retain my muscle mass, I feel. So protein intake, definitely the number one thing that you should be looking at in order to maintain your muscle on a cut. I mean, it's only natural to lose a little bit of muscle when you're losing fat. It's just how it goes. Your body has to burn a little bit of muscle with that fat, and your goal is to really try to minimize that as much as possible. So I've definitely done quite well with this cut to maintain quite a bit of my muscle, and I'm extremely happy with that because I worked so hard in my bulking phase to gain a lot of muscle. But the thing is, because I did a dirty bulk, it was really hard to see how much of that was lean muscle and how much of that was pretty much fat. And I did gain way too much fat, so I would not be doing a dirty bulk again, that's for sure. Now I'm doing some reverse grip tricep press downs, and I definitely love this one. I just started doing it quite recently, and I feel that it gives me a really good stretch in the long head of my triceps, especially by bringing my elbows slightly forward and keeping them there. So I've definitely included this one in my repertoire to build those triceps and really shape them up properly. For any of you guys thinking about doing a dirty bulk, my opinion is definitely don't do it, guys, because while you might gain a lot of weight and you might think you're gaining a lot of muscle because your body will just bloat up from all the water, because with all the extra carbs that you're consuming, you are intaking a lot of water, so you will look quite full, and that will give you a false impression of muscle gains, and you feel great. Your clothes will fit really good and everything. You'll be extremely happy, but the problem is you won't be able to judge how much of that is lean muscle. So you will feel that you're gaining muscle, but in reality, you're just gaining a lot of water and a lot of fat. And because the fat will be evenly distributed all over your body, so you won't have a good sense of how much is what. The thing that made me start thinking about my dirty bulk was the fact that I saw one of my earlier videos from the beginning of my cut, and I was honestly quite shocked at how much fat I gained. I've never been this fat in my life, pretty much. That's one of the fattest states I've ever been. And I was quite honestly disgusted at how could I let myself become like that, because I've always been quite aesthetic and quite lean and maintained some kind of abs, but that was by far my worst shape ever. And the funny thing is I didn't even gain that much muscle. I thought I gained a lot of muscle, but in fact I only gained maybe a kilo and a half of muscle, which is quite a lot for a natural bodybuilder, but it's just honestly not worth going on a 20 plus week cut for. I always see things from the positive side, which I feel is a good quality about me. So this dirty bulk has really taught me what not to do in the future. I mean, everyone has their opinion. You guys might want to try your thing and you want to experience the dirty bulk and see if it works for you. And it definitely might work for you if you're a hard gainer. So if you find it extremely hard to gain weight. But for some people like myself, we definitely don't benefit from a dirty bulk. We benefit more from a lean bulk where we gain muscle at a more of a steady rate, maybe a quarter of a kilo to half a kilo per week max, more towards a quarter of a kilo of weight gain. So that's always worked the best for me. So I will definitely not be doing a dirty bulk anytime in the future. So once I reach 8% body fat, my goal is to just really maintain that shape. I want to get to the best shape of my life and just maintain that. So in this last exercise, I did some preacher curls, which have always been one of my top exercises for building that peak of the bis. So again, I focus on the negative more than anything, and I try to twist my pinky just a little bit just to focus on that squeeze and that peak of the biceps. But I've definitely eased up on that because of my forearm tendonitis. That's actually gotten a lot better now, so I don't really have to worry about it, but I'm still trying to be a little bit careful of it. But anyway, guys, this was my arm workout for the day. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe to my channel for more great videos. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you in my next one.